Listen here, your raspberry cherry cheesecake with a nice cherry on top served on a nice silver plate. Yes, you are. We are going to be speaking about PulseChain, PulseX, and eHEX because it's the easiest trade of all time right now. You got a dude with 170,000 Ethereum who likes buying his own coins, who told you he's going to buy his own coins and has already been buying his own coins. And I'm going to show you, we've already been retweeting about it and showing everyone. You can see it on chain. For example, he's bought $17 million of PulseX. Okay, friends. So this trade's too obvious to ignore. It's not like, oh, what, the ecosystem is better. Well, okay. Show me Gavin Wood with $600 million. He's going to pump Polkadot. Show me that. I want you to say, do you know Gavin, right? Hey, Gavi. All right. Do you have 170,000 ETH? Are you turbo long Ethereum and pump the bags? No. Okay. What about Brad Garlic Breath? Okay. Instead of making $1 billion, Brad Garlic Breath from XRP has dumped $1 billion. By the way, it's actually, if you go check the Ripple balance sheet, they have $1 billion of cash. They go, yeah, we got cash, profit. You know what's funny? They call dumping on their investors as cash profit. They actually call that profit. Oh my God. That's it is. They're dumping XRP. Where do you think they got the money from? Nothing else. So this is going to look nice. PulseX screaming higher. That'll be nice. That is a 12x. Now, friends, I'm going to show you this information now. This is the chart. So shout out to the baby doll in the comment section. I saw him on my juicy crypto news. He's asked, can you tell me what coins has the PulseChain sacrifice wallet, Richard Hart's wallet buying and stuff? Now, of course, friends, I just got to remind you, yes, we can't use the whole tongue-in-cheek Greg the Dark and all these other pseudonyms because new people coming in, they don't understand them. They're here for green candles. So they need to be told vital information. I can't say, oh, maybe a guy who sits in a hermit tree and is from the past and an alien, maybe they control a wallet with no expectations. No. Let's go straight to the point, okay? I can see the whole community. The whole community is watching the sacrifice wallet. They know the sacrifice wallet has 170,000 Ethereum. Its average price is like $3,700. Richard Hart has been tweeting about the Ethereum ETF. He likes ETFs and he's got a big Bitcoin target. So it implies his Ethereum target is anywhere from a low end of 12,000 up to 30,000. So if you do the maths on that, he's hoping to make anywhere from, that's off his estimates, he's hoping to have, if you do the numbers here, okay, 600 times 4 is 2.4 billion up to like 6 billion. Okay, that's crazy. Because let's say Ethereum does go to $20,000, he will have 3.4 billion-ish. Yeah, so there you go. So he's hoping to make a lot amount of that money. And why aren't you hearing about it from a lot of pHEX maxi influencers? Well, it's because, friends, it's because, just to let you know, of course, no expectations. Everyone's like, no, I have no expectations of this. But everyone's like, wait a minute, I expected us to have a bull market. Bitcoin tapped $72,000. It's been 3 years. How come HEX is down? So we have to like, okay, they're not allowed to talk the truth, friends. They're not allowed to say that. This is part of this community tribe stuff. Just like in Bitcoin land, you're not allowed to talk about the fact that everybody in the world actually wants stable coins for adoption to use, and they don't actually want to use Bitcoin for currency because it's too volatile later on. They don't talk about that. They just talk about Bitcoin here and there. Okay, even though the facts show it's all stable coins. So you can see, I'm just helping you just find this truth part for you, just to give you the nice juicy pieces of information here, because that's what you're here for. And this is $24 million. This is one of the PulseChain sacrifice wallets. Okay, rumored control by Richard Hart. Oh, golly gee, friends, let's not beat around the bush. Okay, Richard Hart controls his wallet. Okay, there's no one else in there that we know of. Okay, now, see, PulseX here, you can actually zoom in. See the PulseX price here is $17 million. Now, he injected around $17 million when he was buying using the fund. But if you look at the rest of the wallets, rest of the numbers, he doesn't have that much, okay, comparatively. Ethereum, 2 million, DAI, 2 million, 1 million here. 800,000 in USDT, but then incentive tokens, 600K of incentive, 400K of Pulse, and then 290K of pHEX. So that's interesting. Now, what I'd like to tell you, this is interesting, okay? This is probably, you got to learn this, okay? You got to learn this, because what I've just shown you is he bought, let's look at the actual ratio. Let's not get this wrong. Let's actually, okay, look at this. Friends, he bought like about 50% more Pulse than pHEX. So he actually bought a calculated injected amount. Okay, pretty much. Or he might have done half and half. I think he put them like equally. Okay, might have done them equally. But what's actually happened is the market has rejected it. And rejected it in terms of like, well, this is the pHEX to Pulse chart. You see this going down here? You see this, this was Richard Hart's tweet saying, hey, I like pHEX, don't worry about eHEX anymore. And then bang, I know I didn't say that, friends, tongue in cheek. Then bang, the market comes down here. So that's showing you, right? Actually, this post that I've told you, it's a free trading tip. So please, friends, you got to remember this, okay? In a bear market, when there is good news, in a bear market of anything, a downtrend, right? You have a spike up and then go down. You actually see it here. Spike up, down, all right? That's the bear market. That tells you there's much lower to go. There's more time to go. The sugar rush hits and then it wears off, bang, we reject it. Okay. Also in a bull market, the bad news hits and you buy the rips. You buy the dips. Okay. See, in a bear market, they say sell the rips. That's what it is. So in a bull market, it's buy the dips. Okay. But this is the pHEX to pulse ratio. So this going down means money is exiting pHEX and going into PulseChain. So actually, I've actually shown right now, did you know more money trusts Pulse to store value than pHEX? That's the market cap of stuff, okay? So that's literally what everything's basically been saying right now. And you can do that just basically like a rough calculation of like 100 billion pHEX coins. There's like, 1.8 billion of market cap there. And then PulseChain is like 2.7 and 2.8. It's like 50% more. So a lot of people obviously having a very, very hard time. And look, friends, you ever heard that saying in life? You dig your own grave and you lay in it, or you reap what you sow. You ever heard that? Yeah, well, no, unfortunately, you're gonna learn this from other people, okay? We're gonna be fine. But all the bad stuff pHEX maxis was saying about eHEX, now it's gonna come around and just come back to haunt them. Because, we went through this last year. Every single bad thing you say about eHEX, now the PulseChain and PulseX community are now looking at pHEX. You're like, hey, you guys are the slower horse. You guys are the one dragging everyone down. Say you're a store of value, but we're storing more value than you. What are you? You know what I mean? So, like I said, friends, this is the type of stuff you can actually see this in the market price. Okay. There was also something interesting. So this is all the ratio basically tells you and the market caps. It was also interesting. I saw many people saying this. They said you shouldn't make up your mind on PulseChain and PulseX yet. It hasn't been enough time. Okay, but now I'll throw this back at you. Okay. It's been 10 months since the launch. So I'm asking you, how come in 10 months you can sit here and tell me with a straight face that's enough time for the market to decide that pHEX is better than eHEX? So you say 10 months is enough time for that. But when I tell you, okay, what about the 10 months for PulseChain and PulseX flipping pHEX? Okay, crickets, friends, crickets. You can already tell what it is. Basically, everyone's bag holding, chain around the neck on pHEX, and it's very, very obvious. Now, I hope this PulseChain sacrifice wallet pumps it, because everything is going to go up together. But you see that ratio I just showed you, friends? This is interesting, right? So the wallet has been buying, ratio. Guess what the market's been doing? It's been rejecting it. So actually, he's basically been trying, it's almost like, hey, I'm going to buy pHEX to keep you afloat. Look what the market's been doing. Reject, reject, reject. So it's not me talking. The market is talking, hey, we reject this price. Whatever this ratio is, it's going to go to a market clearing for. Okay, that's why I have this rectangle down here. You can see the rectangle down the bottom. This is just a guess. Maybe the ratio goes down there, and then we'll see what happens after that. Maybe at that point, PLS is too overextended, but it is what it is, okay? I'll just be super careful about that, because if you want to get the most out of your pHEX, then you're probably going to have to stake long-term, and I want you to think about, well, if the whole community is watching this wallet, and you're watching it, if we are watching Richard Hart to start dumping for the Ethereum ETF top whenever that happens, it could be next year, you don't know. Well, I think the chances of missing the top or the euphoria wave, I think the risk is far too great. Not even I think, friends, let's not beat around the bush. pHEX still down. You're down 95%. Not actually down 96% now after 3 years. Bitcoin went and broke the all-time high. Everyone's narratives got broken. So now it's not... The market is not treating it like a store of value coin. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You told me it was a store of value coin. We should be at the all-time highs by now, organically. Now you need a whole sacrifice fund, no expectations to pump it up. Like, I'm telling you now, the market's choosing Pulse and PulseX. PulseX, friends, don't forget it has real yield, real demand, because everybody trading in the casino, their fees go to buying the coin. Literally, they have to buy the coin. So you got to think about this. Haters who have nothing to do with PulseX buy the coin indirectly. With PulseChain, you might not like Pulse, but you got to buy it for gas. Okay. With Hex, you have to buy it. You understand? The other two, you buy it indirectly. There's like a super boost of demand. With pHEX, for example, you got to like pHEX. You got to like it. Okay. There's also more growing pains in terms of the ecosystem here. So this is where a lot of the contradictions come out, friends, because pHEX's main talking point is, hey, let's earn a lot of yield, but look at this. You are getting 48% yield on the Hex Pulse and the Hex and Pulse yield farm on PulseX. So you're outperforming 10-year stake. So like, clearly, if someone's offering you 48% on your money, why would you commit to 15 years when you know your whole risk is like, you're waiting for Euphoria, Richard Hart to sell the top here and there, okay? So trying to help you navigate this thing, not even help you, friends. Look, Richard's precedent of like, well, I don't like you anymore, see you later. That type of attitude perceived by the market, it's now made people trust staking less. Because like I said, you say this again, he's got 2 children. He goes, don't worry, pHEX, you're my favorite. He brings the eHEX guy out, puts a shotgun to the back of a kid's head. He blows the kid's brains out, the skull and the brain, the blood spatter. He goes, turns into pHEX child. I go, don't worry, you're definitely my favorite, right? You know what I mean? People are shocked by that. They're shocked. They don't like 70. Like, there's also people saying they've never seen like a founder FUD their own bags, which is kind of interesting because I remember Richard on stream specifically telling people they're stupid for FUDding their own bags, okay? But I guess he's interpreting it as, no, the market has chosen. But okay, let me tell you this. PulseChain and PulseX have flipped pHEX. I guess the market has chosen them to be a better store of value. See what I mean? That's why I said, friends, pHEX maxis, I understand what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I'm just warning you, you've cursed yourself now. Unfortunately, you've now got a very, very dark cloud around you because now you have been willing to cut off your limb and now everyone's looking at you crazy person. They're like, well, what? That's weird. You had 3 years of talking narrative points such as trust the code and the game theory. And now like, wait a minute, no, the founder doesn't like it anymore. I don't like it. See, everyone in the community, yes, we can get on board with that. But I'm telling, look, you got to worry about the 30 million people outside of the community that you're trying to onboard them, aren't you? Okay. But now you get to see, friends, are you trying to onboard them or are you just waiting for Bitcoin, Ethereum's price to rise so Richard can sell it and pump your bags? That's something that everyone's going to have to figure out on their own end, okay? Their own accord. The beautiful part is there's still like $650 million plus gets left to inject here and there. And this is the PulseX price chart. Remember, it had this spike up here. That was about an 85% rise from that first 14 million. So remember, as you go up, you need more and more money. And that was just PulseX going up. So the other things did kind of get dragged up. So I'm just telling you, yes, plenty of funds to deploy, and there's resistances they got to pump through as well. And remember, friends, as you get higher, see, you all think, okay, everybody's a strong man, strong hand. We're going to wait forever. No, as you go up higher, there are resistances and zones you have to clear. It's just, it is what it is, okay? Also, funny enough, incentive token on the far right here, he's hit $8.50. I showed a chart. This is actually interesting. Did you know? Actually, show you the post right now. This is crazy, right? So Richard Hart tweaks how everybody's calling it, friends. You can see all the pHEX maxi influencers. They're saying, hey, Richard has now tweeted for unity. Let's all focus together on pHEX. Now we can unite. Okay. So we had the sugar rush, everyone united, and then people thought about it again, and they go, you know what? Actually, I'm out. I'm out. See us. And then look what they went into. Inc. That's crazy. I don't know what you guys are doing. I know what you guys are doing. Okay, friends, look, if you want to know what's going on, the people holding pHEX and eHEX, most of them, 95% of them, they came for Richard Hart's marketing of best performing price chart. Number go up. The fastest moving horse. That's what they came for. Now, you know they like that. Now, you can't be surprised when you're like, wait a minute, they're selling the slow horse for the fast horse. Because what are you going to tell them? Hey, dum-dum, stop liking the coin that goes up and instead like the coin that goes down more. You can't tell them that. That's why, friends, look, from the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you, we went through this with like Luna, Olympus down, everything else. Once you join stuff, just for yield and price, the community has to keep it together. That's why, of course, the real sacrifice, I guess, was HEX being diluted. That's why there's a PulseChain and PulseX ecosystem. There is a rainbow forming here. There is light, nice, and shun, and fairies, and jelly beans, and everything's going great. PulseChain and PulseX are super powerful. PulseX is a hyper buy and burn. PulseChain, friends, think about this. PulseChain is accumulating value of pHEX maxis. So it's telling you, think about the psychology of people. People who are in the long-term family mindset, they're now seeing PulseChain as the family. Do you see? That is psychologically important going forward, okay? Even look at new people, for example, or people onboarding others like Mr. Corey Geary, Corey and Dane, right? I love your show, guys. I watch a lot of it all the time. A lot of respect for you guys as well. Friends, they're getting people out in the real estate industry. Like, even they get it. Like, oh, yeah, the layer one chain here and there. And like, friends, you put the pieces of the puzzle together. Did Richard Hart's funds, did he buy no expectations? Did he buy any Bitcoin? No. Okay, so he didn't buy a store of value. Okay, sweet. So he bought Ethereum, Okay, cool. He bought the layer 1 contract. All right, wonderful. Okay. So he's also told you, okay, PulseChain's a better Ethereum and Hex is a better Bitcoin. Okay. He's like, wait a minute. Is he indirectly saying he would buy PulseChain? Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Not saying he's going to with the funds, but if he had to choose all in on one from here, betting on the ratio. Okay. That's just, it's something logically just to think about. And he also told you, I think Ethereum's going to flip Bitcoin. He told us before. It's basically like he's basically hinted to everybody. I think PulseChain's going to flip pHEX before the thing was even launched. Okay, it's basically his own direct way of doing it. So that's why I'm even showing you, friends. Also, like more breaking news to show that this is information happening right in front of us. I'm not telling you to do anything. It's just funny, man. I've told you guys, I didn't have any significant eHEX before this collapse. We were out. We're in Pulse and PulseX. We binked it. We did really, really well. Look at this, friends. Look at the bottom here. We smashed it, okay? It went up 144%, okay? And you think, oh, I would have done that. Okay, would you? Let me show you what was going on. Look at the types of comments I received that got deleted, by the way, at the very, very bottoms. Look at this. I don't usually say this, but this won't age well. Snap! Look at that. Bang! Friends, you know how insignificant that red candle is? See where my cursor is? That red candle was Richard Hart calling for pHEX unity. So basically, everyone dumps eHEX to buy pHEX, and look, we reversed the whole move again. We just reverse up. So this is just the inverse. So just showing you the market's choosing this. It's not me choosing this. What are you meant to do? Hey, everybody, look away, look away, look away. No, man, this is important information. I think it's super, super important. And look, everyone, every day, everyone's thanking me because I'm not, friends, it's not me deciding. The market is deciding. I'm not even fighting everything. It's like, hey, can you see this? Okay. It is what it is. You know what's exactly happening. Okay. So when prices go very low though, the crowd will paper hand sell. All right. And when they should be buying instead, let's play some nice freaking pump music, friends. Okay. So when prices go low, people paper hand sell. Now, basically, it's funny. They'll say everything to me, all the copers. They'll say everything to me except click and buy. All right, click and buy. Now, like I said, it didn't have any eHEX significant before that. It's funny. I'm still getting comments from people thinking we did. No, we didn't, friends. If you're in pHEX, you're down 56%. You're losing to Pulse and PulseX. You've been literally getting crushed. Now you need Richard Hart to deploy the funds now. You need it to happen, which you probably will. Of course you will. Everything's going to be liquidity bonded, okay? So left up to the market, though, it's telling you a sign. Cycle 1 coins, the market wants this type of behavior here and there. They're fulfilling these use cases that people want. That's it. New and shiny wins. That's it. So what I love is, this is crazy. It's amazing, okay? Now, I understand, friends. I have empathy, okay? I know why people are thinking with their brains like that. It's because they were onboarded to example Hex, because from this, there is only one way mentality, stake 15 years. Okay. But then now it's hard for them to look at Richard trading. He's buying Ethereum after 5 green monthly candles, and he's basically momentum trading, right? And he's basically had to admit, by the way, I missed the bottom. Sorry. He basically says, I missed the bottom. Now I've got to buy Ethereum for the ETF. So he's seeing him. And then, even before that, he's yield farming on DAI, right? So then people are saying, we are the most superior asset, but the founder's buying another coin. He's actually farming yield farm somewhere else. Okay, so do you know what I mean? This is contradictory. Like, you don't have to convince me of that, friend. I'm on board. You have to convince the other 30 million people looking in who you want to bring in. These people with money who are like, wait a minute, you're telling me you're the best asset. Why is the founder farming something else? And you say, oh, we have no expectations. And then look at you like, huh? What do you mean no expectations? You're all expecting the price to go up. And you're all calling for him to buy pHEX and stuff. That's what these sound like to these other people, man. I'm trying to help you. So you can't stop sounding like these loonies out there if you want to onboard people. You got to tell them, this is it. This is what everybody's speculating on. This is it. Told you the game. I told you. That's why, friends, everyone watches me. Because I say what they can't say, but I'm not telling them to change. The community would be nothing without maxis like that. They'd actually be nothing. We need them there. That's what defends the temple. I don't criticize Richard. I don't criticize these other people. I don't tell them that. I'm telling you, I go, don't listen to dopamine dealers. Let them keep dealing dopamine. Okay, I don't go out saying, hey, dopamine dealer, you shouldn't do it, blah, 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 blah. I go, whatever, man. I go, just don't whinge at me because your audience is upset at you because you promised them 30x higher prices by now, organically, and now you're calling for Richard, please buy the bags. Please buy the bags because a lot of family friends upset with me, okay? So just don't come whinge at me. You're wasting your time. I told you this was going to happen. Funny, I show you the red dagger candle down, right? And this is interesting, okay? Now, you were here live. Okay? You watching, my friends over there with straight postures and very pointy elbows. You were right here live. eHEX versus pHEX was down at 0.16, it bounced up 63%. Now, of course, yeah, it's funny. It's up 63% already. Why? Because pHEX went down, eHEX went up, but the trade's not done. And by the way, I'm not saying get out and you have to buy the bottom, but all I'm telling you, look, I am prepared. I don't care, okay? If you want to bring eHEX down even lower, sweet, do that. I really don't care. Cool, we're in here. All right, if you want to bring it down, I'll DCA buy more. Hey, you want to bring it down to negative numbers, friends? Make me owe money to the blockchain? Sweet, I will DCA more and I will get out whenever there's the mean reversion here. Just to let you know, we accumulated eHEX here. We got out here. Thank you very much. We rotated into Pulse and PulseX. Okay, so this thing, bang. And even if you bought like a lot here, you still had chances to get out here. You still make a gain. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe it happens here. Maybe you just have to get out here. But this is important, by the way, because that's not USD price. You're earning yield. Okay, so on this chart, this is eHEX, pHEX. Okay, on this chart, if you bought here today, eHEX, and then you sold back into pHEX at this price, you've earned 49% yield. That's right. So if you have pHEX, if you have 100,000 pHEX, you rotate it into eHEX right now, okay? I'm not telling you to do this, by the way. If you did, you traded it here, and then you sold up here, you would get back 150,000 pHEX. That's a ratio trade, all right? Now, obviously, you don't do this with everything because I know no one listens to me, fans, so I don't tell you. I'm telling you what I'm doing and I'm giving you opportunity. I go, oh, sweet. 99% of people are yelling at me with anger and vitriol and hatred because I know, because they're like, oh, you know what? You're too scared to get long. That's what it is. It's basically, you know, friends, everyone always does all the angry messages. I'm like literally like yawning. I'm like, oh, wait, blah, 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 blah. I go, basically what you're doing is, translation, I'm too scared to get long a lottery ticket of a coin Richard Hart Shield for 3.5 years, but decided he doesn't kind of like anymore. I'm too scared to get long that coin, even though I know people bought Pepe up. Friends, you know Pepe flipped PulseChain, PulseX, HEX, and pHEX, by the way. Pepe, literally in less than a year. Organically. We're the insiders. It dumped after Binance. It literally dumped after Binance and it went back and did the second wave. So you know people out there go and buy stuff. Why is it so hard to think, oh, why hasn't this happened? But you know why. Okay, well, you know why. It's because there's pHEX maxis waiting at 10 cents and 20 cents like sharks. The key resistance levels, which they've done before, they're waiting for there because they're like, hey, you throw yours in for 15 years, I'll stay around there. Okay, so yes, it's a very, very tough game. And look, to be honest, when you start lighting fires everywhere, this is what happens. Okay, I've got to come out and extinguish everywhere, friends. So if you want me to keep my mouth shut, how about maybe don't fudge your own bags? How about that part? Okay, so that's another interesting thing to think about. So you reap what you sow, remember. You try to put curses out there that come back right at you. And look, the market, blessing. Thank you, Richard Hart. PulseChain and PulseX, amazing. PulseX, hyper buy and burn. PulseChain, ecosystem, gonna flip Cardano. We're still playing for it, friends. They're super, super, super strong. The best is yet to come. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'm gonna spin the helicopter hat. Catch you soon.